Abe, on Kenya, we do have a couple of questions that came in before. If you can speak to the recent events concerning the pushback on the loan from the fund, and whether indeed that one of the questions that keeps coming in is whether that money can actually be sent back by the authorities. That's one. Transparency measures that are built into the support, and in general, how you see Kenya's economic outlook. And that's Julian Amboko, NTV.
Thanks, Andrew. Yes, there has been quite a bit of commentary on the Kenya program approved 10 days ago by the executive board. So a couple of points, perhaps. So I think a general point, not just about Kenya, but really broadly about the kind of issues that this commentary was about. For the last in recent years, what has been clear is that there is what I've been calling a trilemma. Not just a trilemma of sorts that countries have had to contend with. On the one hand, the development needs our countries have, of course, remain as pressing as ever, and maybe even increasing with population growth. So more demand to invest in health, education, infrastructure, really tremendous pressure. So that's the first element of this trilemma. Second is, of course, debt levels increasing to levels that are becoming worrisome in many countries. So this is the second element of the trilemma. And then the third element is governments unwilling or unable, or finding it very difficult to raise taxes, and people pushing back against measures to collect more taxes. So how countries navigate this space, this between these three poles, has been a challenge for many, for the last 8-10 years in many countries in the region. The pandemic has come and made this challenge even more acute because debt levels are now ratcheted up in most countries higher. Tax collection possibility is more difficult, and of course spending needs have gone up, right? And this really has been some of the challenge that Kenya has been contending with in recent months, much like other countries. It's not unique to Kenya. So how to navigate this is the issue. In our view, and I think the government's view more importantly, is that you need a framework, a medium-term fiscal framework, how to handle and contain debt vulnerabilities and bring them down over the medium to long term. And that's exactly what the program is designed to do. And we, of course, are providing financing, but it's the cheapest financing that's available for the government of Kenya at a time like this. The alternatives are either to reduce the deficit immediately to very, very low levels, which of course would mean cutting spending or going out and raising more tax revenues. But this also economically, I'm not sure makes sense, because at this time the economy could do with some support from government spending, given how weak conditions remain. I mean, countries still contending with some regions facing a shutdown. So the program the government has come up with, and we are supporting with this ECF, is really designed to contend with all of the challenges that we see that country facing, and containing and bringing debt down over the medium to long term. And we look forward to working with the government to address any issues that emerge. On the transparency and governance side, again, as I touched on earlier, there are important elements in the program to promote transparency in the use of public resources, beneficial ownership information on emergency resources that were used last year. But I think this is really also part and parcel of continuing to build and strengthen accountability institutions in Kenya, and a lot of work in that area needs to be done, and we'd be very happy to support the government.
Thank you, Abe.